yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Born and dead, saved by love. Count my blessings from above. Though in darkness, have no fear. Light will shine on those holding near. They know that sorrow they will pass. For I know in this life there will be something. But remember that love, yes it will. Love will reign. Yeah. Love will reign. Yeah. In my heart, I believe it. Love will reign. Love will reign. Oh, yeah. Love will reign. Yeah. Have a vision. It's clear and plain. People living life, smiling again. Oh, see the children. They know no pain. Far from pressure, stress and strain. Oh, sorrow, they will pass. For I know in this life there's gonna be some pain. But remember that love, yes it will. I know. Yeah. Love will reign. Gotta believe it. In my heart, I truly believe. Sun will shine again. And love, I can hardly wait. We'll all be together. There'll be peace, peace, sweet peace, happiness and joy forever. Oh, yeah. One day, someday, pain will be over and love will reign. They won't last, for I know in this life there's gonna be some pain. But in the end, love will reign. Yeah. Love will reign. Said it in His word. We've been made. Endure the night. Love will conquer all. Love will win the fight. So don't be discouraged. Don't be dismayed. Darkest hour just before the hate will be crushed, fear will be gone, love will remain and go on and on. Though the road seems rough, my friend, we know how the journey ends. Oh, yeah. La, da, da, da. La, da, da. La, da, da. Oh, oh. La, da, da, da. Love will reign.
Love will reign. And I'm excited to be here as I'm looking across platforms. It looks like it's populating everywhere it needs to populate. So thank you for joining us. And I'm also going to make sure that I pin the topic here as well. I'm Marcus Holmes, the love activist. I'm advocating for better love for you and me. And so I'm hoping that you will, first of all, welcome and thank you for being here. I am excited to be here each Tuesday evening with you and share topics, most of them from the inbox, and in the hopes that you, like me and everyone else, can up our love game. And so I'm excited to be here, and I hope that you are. I'm looking across platforms on Facebook, Rhonda Simmons, on TikTok, Makiba Smith and Bootsy have joined us. On Instagram, Lindsay Moore has joined us. Also, Arellano has joined us. And across all other platforms, thank you for joining. Will you take a moment and click share? Tag 5 of your closest friends, followers, subscribers, or connections, 5 of the more popular ones to join us. Autumn Nicole Holmes has joined us. Click share and tag some folks to join us in tonight's discussion, which is again from the inbox. You know, we're in the month of grateful. Inside Love and Stuff, we're all about gratefulness this month. And I feel like I have a little bit to say about gratefulness, having authored a book called The Gratefulness Journey Every Day. But this is part of a 12-month journey. I hope you can hear me just fine. Part of a 12-month journey. Let me know if you're having any trouble hearing me. Part of a 12-month journey of self-care. We believe in the Love and Stuff community that self-care is paramount. It is your love and your gratefulness speaking to your worthiness. If you don't believe that you're worthy of taking care of yourself, you won't do it. And so we're on a 12-month journey to do that. I am committed to doing that. I'm committed to doing that. Improving all of the numbers that my doctor said, hey, we got to get a handle on some things. And so I'm committed to 5 principles this year, which are more prayer, more discipline, more kindness, more grace or graciousness, and more reading, so that I can increase the amount of love in my life for myself, in my world. I hope that you'd be committed to doing the same thing and watch, you will have a tremendous year. You will thrive in this 2025. But we're on a 12-month journey. It started in January with sleep. That's right. We started out in the year saying that if you get a good night's sleep, you will have more productive day. And there are a lot of science around that. Join us inside Love and Stuff to talk to us about it by going to the Love and Stuff community page and clicking groups and joining inside of Love and Stuff. Also, in February, it was all about eating to live and not living to eat. And that is one of my colossal struggles. I'm a foodie, but I have to learn to eat the things that are feeding me and not just feeding other things, right? March, we marched into fitness, getting into physical shape as is appropriate for your body mass and weight. And April was all about setting healthy boundaries. Well, we're halfway through May, and it's all about being more grateful. And I can tell you that gratefulness is a powerful practice. And I invite you to join us on that practice, and you'll hear more about that as we go throughout the night. But this topic comes from the inbox, and it is kind of related to gratefulness. And that's why I pulled it from the inbox, because a lot of times we are tremendously blessed in our relationships and our life sphere, but there's something missing sometimes. And sometimes it has to do with others that are on the periphery of our relationships, around our relationships, and we feel some kind of way about their presence in our relationships. And so I'm going to jump right into the topic again. Autumn is saying hi. Oh, this Autumn Nicole. All right. Here's the topic. Hey, Love and Stuff. I need a little help sorting through my feelings because I don't want to come off rather ungrateful or petty. But I am feeling some kind of way, she says. So I've been married to my husband for 23 years. Solid marriage, good man. We're doing well financially. For Mother's Day, he surprised his mother with a brand new car. Not a used one, a brand new car. And while I'm glad we're in a place where that's possible, I can't lie, it caught me off guard. He didn't talk to me about it beforehand. No heads up. Now, let me be fair. He gave me exactly what I asked for, a girls' trip with my mom and aunt. It was perfect. But now that the car has rolled in, I'm sitting here wondering, am I wrong for feeling some type of way? I've always had a decent relationship with his mother, his mom, but deep down, I've never felt like she thought I was good enough for her son. I don't dwell on it. It is what it is. Truth be told, I sometimes feel that same way when I look at the girls my son brings home. LOL. So I try to give her grace. This ain't about jealousy. I'm not trying to compete. I just wish my husband had thought to include me in something that major. The last time we bumped heads over his mom was when he brought her unannounced to my family reunion. So what do I do? Should I bring this up or just let it go? I don't want to ruin the good energy for Mother's Day, but I also don't want to bury my feelings and let them turn into something worse. Thanks for holding space. I'm not competing, but conflicted. Autumn has jumped in. Angelo Jeffries, thank you for coming. Click share, tag some of those young folks to join us in this discussion. I think she should say something about her issue with the mother in general. There seems to be some underlying issue with her. I don't think that this is something to possibly argue over, but there must be a way to let him know that she would like to be included on more decisions without seeming jealous of his mother. He should have given her a heads up, and it's valid for her as his partner in life to want to be included. All right. We got a young aspiring attorney ready to argue for the plaintiff. Okay. I want to hear from more of you. Do you agree with Autumn, or do you believe it's his mom? They're not going to miss a meal. They're not going to miss a trip. She got what she wanted for Mother's Day. Hey, Dr. Weaver, I'm so sorry. Oh, your biggest apology. I missed your production twice, and I have heard nothing but rave reviews. It makes me want to sing again and act. And that's one of my dreams that I didn't give myself permission to say, is to go out there and hit Broadway. So we got to talk. Thank you, doctor. Appreciate you. Love you so much. Yeah, but Autumn, I think it's a good perspective to have. And that's why, some people believe that you shouldn't take advice from people. If you're married, take advice from singles. If you're singles from married, I disagree with that. You should listen and season the advice that people give you with whether or not it jives with your life. What I have done, as you know, not a loveologist, but I'm the love reporter. And I have talked and continue to talk to tons of couples from all walks of life, some who have had 60 years of marriage and some 6 months, some who didn't make it 6 months, some who didn't make it 60 years, widows, widowers. And synthesizing all of that information, I think it can help all of us in all of our relationships, because not everybody's going to have a husband, wife, boo, or bae. But the question is, are you feeling some kind of way because he's done something for his mother? And I would be biased too in that regard, sweetie, because as you know, my mother was the love of my life. So sons have this relationship with mothers, daughters have it with their dads as well. And I want to hear from someone who might have had that love relationship with their mother to drop it in the comments to share with us tonight. We're talking from the inbox about a woman who's been married to her husband for 23 years and the gift that he bought his mom. What a great son. He bought his mom a brand new car, not a used car, a brand new one for Mother's Day. But he didn't tell his wife. He got his wife what she asked for, which was a lavish trip that included her mother and her sister and some of her girlfriends. So she got what she wanted, but his mother got something that she didn't expect that his mother would get. Should she mention it? Should she bring it up? Should they have some discussion about it? Or should he leave it alone? Should she leave it alone? After all, it's not taking money away from their bills. It's not going to hurt them financially. They're doing well. So What should they do? Autumn says, I'm on both sides, Uncle. He should be able to do nice things for his mother, to show his appreciation and gratefulness for all she has done for him whenever he can, as long as it isn't a detriment to his family. And if it were me, nobody's stopping me from buying you a car or a house. Very good. I reared you well. Very good. Seriously, though, there are sometimes this angst between mother in love and daughter in love, daughter in laws, and it's sometimes a real tension, right? But is it worth creating a rift in the relationship? I want to hear from you and get your insights. Thank you for joining us over there on LinkedIn, on Instagram. I'm so sorry I called the wrong name. We're going to take a quick commercial break because I want you to know about this amazing business owner. Her name is June Rochelle Eaton, and her business is DetroitCouture.com. Ladies, if you want one of a kind pieces, you want to step out this season in something amazing. Fellas, you want to buy your wife, your woman, your bae, your boo something amazing, you owe it to yourself to go to DetroitCouture.com.
Hi, my name is June Rochelle, and I own Detroit Couture. We are a fashion forward women's boutique, and we offer friendly sizes from small all the way up to 3X women's sizes, very generously fit, very great quality. I actually have on one of our pieces today. It's called the Cuffed Up. It's in gray, burgundy, and black and olive, and it actually has a lot of stretch and give. So listen, in this time, we try to make sure that first of all, it's quality and customer service that we offer our clients. And I'm so glad to have this opportunity to share with you. So go and visit us at DetroitCouture.com.
DetroitCouture.com. Listen, June has been a value partner to the Love and Stuff community, and she puts on not only amazing events, she puts on amazing outfits on you women, amazing ball gowns, amazing night out on the town. You want to paint the town as your Picasso in your outfit? You need to go to DetroitCouture.com. There is an outfit waiting for you. She caters to all types of women all around because she can ship anywhere. And she will help you with getting your virtual outfit together. If you're not in the Metro Detroit area, she will hook you up. I don't mean the hookup discount. I mean giving you wonderful opportunities for clothes. And so thank you, June Rochelle Eaton and the staff at DetroitCouture.com. When we go back to the topic, thank you for joining us. Asante on TikTok. I'm sorry, I couldn't call it. And all of you who are joining across platforms, click share. 5 of your closest friends, 5 of your more popular ones to join us in tonight's discussion. There's a woman who's been married for 23 years, and her husband, for Mother's Day, bought his mama a car. Not a used car, a brand new one. Well, I don't think that's necessarily bad. But what if he didn't tell his wife? And he didn't. She learned when the mother got the car. Now, the wife says, hey, she'd be fine with it if she were brought into the picture. And besides, she received for Mother's Day exactly what she wanted. And she said something that I will hope to address a little bit later, that she never really thought her mother-in-law thought she was good enough for the son. And she doesn't know if she should address it, if she feels some kind of way about it, should she address it? So I talked to some folks in the inbox, as I always do in these streets, and of course, talked to different couples about the situation, looked at some relationship advice, and I'll cite some of the relationship sources to give her 5 ways, 5 things she might consider while she's considering addressing this with her husband. Okay, 5 things. You might want to take your notes. Number 1, And I shared this with her. Her feelings are valid. It's okay to feel how you feel. Your feelings are valid that you feel some kind of way. That's how she described it. But your feelings might not tell the whole story. Okay. It's okay to feel blindsided because she was. And marriage is a partnership, and a big gesture, especially those tied to family, can feel personal when the person in the relationship doesn't feel included or they aren't included. So, a relationship coach, Nedra Tawab, says being left out of being left out of a decision can feel like being left out of a life. But still, feeling left out doesn't necessarily mean you were disrespected. Okay, there's a possibility that this husband saw this as a personal tribute, kind of akin to Autumn's point, a personal tribute to his mother that didn't require joint decision making. Now, had it required the liquidation of some joint funds or going into a 401k or some deferred comp funds or liquidating investments, maybe. Maybe he saw this more as being a personal tribute, less about the joint discussions or joint decision makings. So, number one, your feelings are valid. They could very much be valid. But those feelings might not tell the whole story. And so, when going into it, right, you've got to do some self regulation to say the narrative that I might be telling myself could have another aspect to the story. Don't lock yourself in on a conclusion without having all of the facts. And sometimes your feelings feel as if they're facts and you ascribe them the value of being truth. But that's not always the case. It's not always even your truth. Your feelings are not always your truth. Your feelings might be a reflection of incomplete gathering of facts without all the context. Now, don't get me wrong. I started in saying your feelings are valid. If you feel left out, you feel left out. And in a marriage and a partnership, being left out could be a big thing. And so it's important that you express those feelings, that your partner understands that you feel left out. But you got to stay open. Stay open to the possibility that you don't have the whole story. You may not have all of the facts. Okay. And I think that's the first and important step, because quite often we treat our feelings rather, as facts, and treat our feelings as if what we're feeling and the narrative behind why we're feeling is the truth. And we can go wrong there because it could be the farthest thing from the truth, right? It might not necessarily be the truth. So it's important that you lean in, but lean in cautiously, being open that what you're thinking and feeling might not be a reflection of his intent or the other person's intent. It might be the narrative that you have running in the backdrop. It's really important. Number one, that I think that's important to share. And again, it's your feelings are valid, but they might not tell the whole story, right? I'm moving to number two. It's this important acknowledgement that oftentimes when people feel they are rivals, or when people feel that there is not fairness, that you have to acknowledge the difference between equity and equality. Okay? So the wife got a thoughtful, personalized gift. In fact, she got the exact gift that she wanted. And that's enough to be grateful for, right? Some people say, oh, I don't know about that. But if you ask for something specific for Mother's Day and you got it specifically the way that you wanted it, there might be mothers who didn't get anything. And there might be mothers who got those pots and pans and they didn't want pots and pans, right? They got that going out to dinner and they wanted everybody to come to the house. Not everybody gets what they want. But in this inbox, this woman got a thoughtful, personalized gift. Her husband sponsored her trip with her girlfriends, two of her girlfriends, her aunt, and her mother. So she got a thoughtful, personalized gift, the one she wanted. But he gave his mom a big symbolic one, maybe. The important part is that one doesn't erase the value of the other because they're not equal, right? The value of the car and the value of the trip aren't equal, but it doesn't make one more valuable to the individual than the other. As therapist Esther Perel says, we are quick to compare, but slow to understand the meaning behind gestures. So, although the girls' trip may not have been as flashy, it was rooted in what she wanted, what she had asked for. Now, the car could have been rooted in his sense of duty to his mother, his sense of gratitude, as Autumn said in the comments. Hello, Joyce Martin. Hello, Mike Flanoil. Click share. It could be rooted in guilt, or maybe even just a thank you that he's carried in his heart for his mom for years. It could have been rooted in her need to have a car because she's had an older car and he wanted to replace it. So see, you can't say that this is equal giving or unequal giving, right? It isn't based on equal or unequal. It's based on what is equitable to him. One is giving her what she desires. And how do we know without knowing the story whether or not he's giving to the mother what she desires, even though the value isn't equal, right? We're talking from the inbox. Hello, Joyce. We're talking from the inbox. A woman's been married 23 years. And her husband bought his mother for Mother's Day a brand new car, not a used car, a brand new one. He bought his wife the trip that she wanted, taking her mother, her aunt, and girlfriends on a girls' trip. But she feels some kind of way about him giving his mother a brand new car, especially because he didn't tell her. And she's wondering, should she address it? How should she address it? Or should she let it go? Is she being petty? Is she being ungrateful? And so came up with some things, 5 things after having conversations and researching some relationship sources, 5 things that she should consider. The first one is your feelings are valid, but they might not tell the whole story. And the second one, which we're just discussing, acknowledge the difference between equity and equality. Because sometimes we want to be treated equally, right? Instead of we want to be treated for where we are situated in a relationship or station in life. And that's more of what I think happened here. Of course, that brand new car is valued more than the cost of the trip, right? Even though he paid a penny for the trip, she said. But the value of the car is more. But is the gesture or intent behind it more from his standpoint? Or maybe it's equitable to him. He gave his wife what she desired. Maybe he gave his mother what she desired. Wouldn't that be equitable? It won't be equal, right? One could be more valued. One could be more valuable. One could have more salvage value, right? But it would be equitable if they're positioned in similar situations, meaning they both had a desire and he fulfilled that desire. Okay. Number 3, right before we get to number 3, I want to hear from you. Joyce says, I agree. I want to hear from more of you. Joyce has been married. How many years, Joyce? Drop it in the comments if you care to tell us. How many years have you been married and how would you respond? How would you respond if your husband bought your mother-in-law a brand new car? He bought you what you wanted, but he bought her a brand new car and didn't tell you about it until the car rolled up and she was screaming, oh my God, oh my God, oh, you're the best son ever. How would you feel if that happened to you? I want to hear from you, Joyce. And as Joyce is inputting her comments, we have another partner who we love in the Love and Stuff community. She is the money coach, Christina. She is the proprietor of Powerful Tools, LLC. And I want you to hear a little bit about her.
Welcome to Powerful Money Tools, LLC. At Powerful Money Tools, we are here to prepare for your future. We want to talk about financial freedom. Financial freedom is budgeting, credit building, and also financial education. So once again, welcome to Powerful Money Tools LLC. We can't wait to help you in your financial future.
We can't wait to help you in your financial future. Listen, Christina, the money coach, has helped many women within the Love and Stuff community get their financial footing. People who were starting over from bankruptcy, starting over from a divorce situation, starting over to rebuild their credit, to save money, to get back on their feet. And we have many testimonials of that happening just right here. So we're thankful for the partnership with her. But if you need to get your financial house in order, I want you to reach out to Christina, the money coach. She's Powerful Money Tools, LLC, across all platforms. And she can't wait to help you in your financial future. All right. Latanya Nicole, Event Pro has joined us. Thank you so much. Click, share, and tag someone to join us. So Joyce Martin says 30 years, I wouldn't mind. Maybe his mother's need was greater. And I think that's some wisdom. Joyce, I would tag you in to come in and talk to me about it if you were ready to come on camera. I think there's wisdom in that because there is a unique, and I'm going to call it symbiotic. And I want Latanya, if she's still here, to weigh in on this because Latanya has sons, I think, plural. There's a symbiotic relationship that sons have with their mother. You know, someone said that the mother is the son's first love and the son is the mother's last love. I don't know how true that is, but I know I was in love with my mama, right? And you couldn't tell me anything bad about my mom. My daddy couldn't tell me anything bad about my mom. That was just, I just adored the ground that she walked on. Now, she might have told you, bless her memory, that I might have given her a hard time in life or two. But I think everything that I thought about that's good of a woman, that is feminine of a woman, that is godly of a woman, I could picture my mother. And so we have had this symbiotic relationship, right? And there probably isn't anything that I wouldn't have done for my mother, right? If she said, oh, I need this, and my mother wasn't the type to say, oh, I need this, she might just say, oh, this would be nice. And she'd look up and she'd have it because she was an incredible mother and I was in love with my mother, right? So I will imagine there are other sons that are like me. And now I'm a bit different. I think I probably would have told my wife, hey, we're getting ready to buy my mama a car. I don't know, even if I made 3 times as much as my wife, I think I would think joint for us. And I would probably say, hey, this is what I'm getting ready to do for Mother's Day. Thank you, Joyce. I appreciate it. And so I would probably do it, but I would probably have some conversation about it. Now, I can imagine that would add some angst if my wife thought that my mother-in-law didn't think she was good enough. And that quite often might be the case for many people, right? Where the mother-in-law thinks nobody's good enough for my son, or the father-in-law thinks nobody's good enough for my daughter, right? And so there is already this insecurity that the wife has about the mother that should have been resolved over 23 years, but you never know how long it takes people to resolve their insecurities with in-laws, right? And so that's something that the husband can play a unique role in making his wife feel comfortable and included by including her in decisions, listen to this, that she believes are major, because not every man would believe that that is a major decision. That a man might believe it's an equitable decision, even though most women would not believe it's equitable to buy another woman a car. I talked to one fella in the inbox. He said he didn't buy another woman a car. He bought his mama a car. But to a wife, some wives, that mother-in-law is another woman. There is sometimes that competition, that rivalry, that insecurity about their roles and places. And so I would admonish, as I have in the inbox, don't see the gifts that your husband buys for your mother as equality. See them as equity. See them out of his love, admiration, adoration, respect, gratefulness, thankfulness for his mother, and not a reflection of any of those things or lack thereof for you. All right. So we're sharing some things that from the inbox we shared. Your feelings are valid, but they might not tell the whole story. Acknowledge the difference between equity and equality. Number 3 is separate your present emotions from past patterns. We're talking about the woman in the inbox who's been married 23 years and her husband bought his mother a car for Mother's Day without telling her, a brand new one. Okay? Separate your present emotions from past patterns. One of my favorite people in the world, Gail Arnold Bradham, has joined. I hope she's still around. Love you much. Happy belated Mother's Day to all of you great mothers. Rashona Porter, another mother. Karen Poole, another mother's. Happy Mother's Day. I want you to jump in these comments and tell me how you think about this topic. Okay, number 3, separate your present emotions from past patterns. So she mentioned in the inbox that she has always felt that his mother didn't think she was good enough. And that's heavy to carry around, isn't it? But it also may be it may be coloring how she views this moment of him buying his mother a brand new car. So I asked her to ask herself, and I hope that you will comment on this in the comments. Is this about this car? Or is it about every time that you've ever felt overlooked, uninvited, or not enough in this dynamic of husband and mother-in-law? Because see, sometimes our past hurts show up dressed like today's arguments. And when they do, we owe it to ourselves to trace the root and not just the fruit, right? Sometimes when you felt overlooked before, you felt uninvited before, you felt not enough before, you felt left out before, it shows up in the present moment as a part of your argument about why you aren't being treated the way that you should be. And if you can but separate your present emotions, doesn't mean you don't feel them, doesn't mean that you don't sit in them, understand them, regulate them, but separate them from past patterns. Because again, it might not be exactly what you think it is, but oftentimes we have in the back of our minds, in the back of our psyche, a running narrative about how people think of us. And many people tell you, I don't care what nobody thinks about me. Most of the people who say that care what somebody thinks about them. In the back of their mind, in the back of that narrative, they've created a defense mechanism almost to say, I don't care. But really often we do. And when you feel overlooked, acknowledge that you feel overlooked. But don't connect every time that you feel overlooked with every past pattern. It might not be connected. So you got to ask yourself, is what I'm experiencing today about what I've always experienced? Or is what I'm experiencing today about something different? You got to separate that present emotion from past experiences. Latanya, thank you for commenting. I am my son's example of a woman who to marry, nurture, and I'm their spiritual example. They've seen forgiveness through me and my experience. Yes. And so probably, Latanya, and I've met one son. I guess I should tell you that I did meet one of your sons. Outstanding young man. But I bet then when they see women, they look for traits that are similar to their mother. Because most sons, not every son, of course, I haven't talked to every son, right? Most sons adore their mothers in some way. The mother is the son's first love. So it's hard not to compare other women to her, right? Because that is what you said, the example of nurturing and whatever the mother is, oftentimes that's what we look for in that woman, right? Our first love might reflect that mother almost. You look at them and say, oh, I know how you picked her, right? Karen said that's something she should not still be carrying after 23 years in marriage. I agree. And I think the husband has a unique role that he can play here. Because I think, I'm not so sure. Again, I'm not the loveologist, I'm the love activist. But in all of my conversations with married couples, many of them can finish each other's phrases. They know all the nuances. They know when one is tired. They know when one is overdoing it. They know when one is cheating. They are so in tune or attuned to the other person's, so that if your spouse is feeling a way, you should know it. And if she's feeling a way about your mother or how she feels your mother feels about her, that should be something that you should pick up on and you should address so that she understands her place in the relationship and it's not usurped by the mother. They play different roles. They're not equals. There's equity to the love. It's not the same love. It's not the same gift. It's not the same value. And they come to that. Ingrid Poole, thank you so much for joining. Click share and tag someone to join us. We're talking from the inbox. A woman who's been married 23 years is upset. She feels a kind of way, is what she says. I feel some kind of way, were her words. That her husband bought his mother a brand new car for Mother's Day and did not tell her. Now, he bought her exactly what she wanted, which was a trip with her mother, her aunt, and girlfriends. He paid for the entire trip. I thought that was a good gift. Not quite the price of a car. But instead of looking for equality, maybe you look for equity. She got what she desired, and maybe the mother got what she desired. As Joy said in the comments, it could have been a great need for the mother to have a car. Okay? But she's feeling some kind of way, and she's wondering, do I bring it up? Do I address it? I say absolutely, but you have to be careful how you address it, right? Even if you are feeling insecure, which the husband should already know that, but even if you are feeling insecure about your mother-in-law, you should have a conversation with your husband, because these feelings have been growing, as Karen so instinctively, so intelligently said, over 23 years. She should have gotten over it, but they probably been growing all this time, right? Karen says, mothers are an example, but grown men have the right to choose whomever they desire. Mothers would do better by holding their sons accountable to whatever mate he chooses. I love that. Thank you for that. Love that. All right. So number one is know that your feelings are valid, but be open when you're going to have a discussion, because your feelings are not fact. In fact, often your feelings aren't fact. They resonate and align with the narrative that you tell yourself more often than not. It is not just your sensory showing up and responding to the universe. It is what your narrative has told you about your sensory responding to the universe. That's why faith is important over feelings. But you got to validate feelings as fact. You can't just take them as truth. And you have to be open to know the way that you feel is valid, but it might not be telling the whole story. So you got to go into a conversation being prepared that the story might be something very different than what you have told yourself. Okay. So as relationship coach Nedra Tawab says, being left out of a decision can feel like being left out of a life. Feeling left out doesn't necessarily mean that you've been disrespected. Okay. In this case, the husband could have seen it as a personal tribute that didn't require joint decision making. Okay. Number two, we said acknowledge the difference between equity and equality. And we spent some time with that, right? Because oftentimes people want things of equal value, but things that you are given should put you at equitable footing, right? Given your set of context and circumstances, meeting two people's desires is equitable, even if the value of those desires being met are different. And you shouldn't weigh that this value of something erases that value or trumps that value, right? Therapist Esther Perel says, we are quick to compare, but slow to understand the meaning behind the gestures. So even though the girls' trip might not have been as flashy, and to me that's kind of flashy if you're springing for everybody to get there and hotels and all that, but it was rooted in her desires. It wasn't a situation where he got her a bathrobe and slippers that she already has. He got her what she wanted, and he got the mother maybe what she wanted. Okay. Number three, separate your present emotions from past patterns. Okay. Because sometimes our past hurts, our past traumas show up dressed like today's arguments and situations. Because that has occurred in the past doesn't mean that that is what is happening now. But you do have to ask yourself, what is this really about? And be careful to listen to what that answer really is that is telling you. You know how sometimes we can ask a question, but we aren't ready for the answer? When you ask a question about, is this really about that? Be prepared that the answer might not be what you expect, okay? Sometimes it's the attitude surrounding his mom over the years. Has he done other things for mom without talking to wife in the past? Only one thing that she mentioned in the topic, he brought his mother on her family reunion, and they didn't discuss that either. And she felt some kind of way about it. Now, me, I don't know that I would feel that kind of way about it, but she did. And that should have been something addressed as well. So there is some insecurity there, and she admits that, right? And does said wife discuss what she spends money on before she buys? No, but she doesn't spend money on her mother or on her father without there being a joint discussion. So she thought he should do the same. And again, before you know the whole story, I asked her some questions that she didn't answer or didn't really have an answer to. Growing up, was he not able to provide those things, or did he watch his father not provide those things? So she couldn't really answer those questions, because sometimes a son will say, when I grow up, I'm going to give you the world. And he literally will, right? Especially if a father wasn't present to do it, or unable to do it, or he wasn't able to do it, and his mother gave him everything. So you got to know the whole story before you say, well, it's equal. Well, it might not be equal. It might be what you do to consult him. And he might be, for my mother, there isn't anything that I wouldn't do, but that doesn't rival you. She's not going without. She's not going to miss a meal. Their mortgages are not going to be paid. They're doing well, she admits. And so she's not going to be hurt by this decision that he made financially or their family. But that great question. Number 4, explore his intent, not just the impact. Was his intent really to exclude or dismiss you? Is he normally dismissive, to Ingrid's point, or excluding you? Maybe in his eyes, he gave you exactly what you asked for. And he gave his mother something she asked for, or maybe something she never expected, which might have filled him up even more, right? Now, this doesn't mean that you shouldn't speak up. It does mean that you have an opportunity to speak up in a way that invites connection instead of conflict, right? So what's the impact? What's the impact to the relationship? So you might start that conversation out by, I'm proud that we can do stuff for your mom, but I love to be looped in on the decision. I love to help choose the color. I love to do anything that's going to let her know that I'm working to love her like you do. Maybe not as much because that's your mom, but I want to be able to grow our relationship too. And that way I feel like more a partner and less like a bystander. So if your impact is to be involved because you want to be involved in the excitement, not you want to make sure she's in her place, what's the impact that you intend? And if you bring it to him in that regard, that you want to give things together, you want to grow your relationship with her, you want to be involved in it to make you feel more a partner, to be more part of this beautiful gesture, that may go a longer way in having the discussion with him instead of just saying, you just was going to dismiss me. I'm doing my kind of sister girl. Yes, you can't undress what you're unwilling to address. Come on. Okay? So you got to have a way that you're going to explore his intent without accusing him and point to the impact. How did it impact you, and how could it have? How could your participation have impacted this to make it even more beautiful, to make your relationship grow with her, which I'm sure he would want you to have an even better relationship with her, right? Okay. And before we go to point number 5, I told you we have amazing, amazing sponsors and partners. And one of them is doing some amazing things with beads. Her name is Nicole Baldwin, and she has Nicole Beads. She's across many platforms. I just want to give you a quick peek at some of the beads that she's done. She's got some amazing beads. Here they are. It's a quick clip, so you got to watch fast. We love Nicole in the Love and Stuff community, and she is amazing. She's an amazing artisan. She does amazing things with those beads. You can mostly find her on YouTube, but she is Nicole Baldwin on Facebook as well. Catch up with her and support small businesses, Black businesses especially, in everything that they do, because they look for your patronage to survive and to provide sources of inspiration for fashion, for services of all kind. Support Nicole Beads, and we love you, Nicole, and thank you for your partnership here in the Love and Stuff community. We are coming to point number 5 as we come to the close of our hour. We've been talking from the inbox about this woman who's been married for 23 years, and she feels some kind of way that her husband bought his mother a brand new car for Mother's Day. Now, she got what she wanted for Mother's Day, which was a girls' trip. All expenses paid. Though it wasn't the value of a brand new car, she's feeling some kind of way, especially because her husband didn't tell her he was buying his mother a brand new car, and she don't think that the mother really thinks she's good enough for him anyway. So there's some unresolved issues underneath, and she's wondering, should I bring this up? Am I being petty? Am I being ungrateful? I want to hear from you. Well, we synthesized some of our discussions with others and with some relationship gurus to come up with 5 things she should consider in having this discussion with him. Number 1 was, your feelings are valid, but they might not tell the whole story. Number 2, acknowledge the difference between equity and equality. Number 3, separate your present emotions from past patterns. Number 4, explore his intent. Not just the impact to you, but explore his intent and discuss the impact, how it could be even greater positively for relationships involved. And number 5, let this moment teach you both how to better love each other. Love in a marriage grows deeper when folks are willing to challenge the stories we tell ourselves and the corresponding silence that we sometimes sit in. Dr. Thema Bryant says this: healing doesn't mean you ignore your feelings. It means you bring them forward with wisdom. Bring it up, not to accuse, but to understand, to be understood, and maybe even to grow closer. I don't think she's wrong for feeling what she feels, but there's likely more to the story, or a different narrative to the story, than what emotions often tell us and show us in the moment. So it's important to talk it out, not to be right or to point out who's wrong, but to become and stay aligned. At the heart of this is not just a car. It's really a craving that we all have. We all have a craving to be loved, to be seen, to be considered, and to be chosen. And not just in the big ways, though those are important to some of us, but also in the quiet ones. Love is layered. It stretches between generations, between loyalties, and between lived experiences. And sometimes what feels like a slight is really just a missed opportunity for deeper understanding. So I told her, sis, don't shrink your feelings, but don't let them harden into resentment either. Let them guide you so that you can have a conversation that will bring you the clarity that you need without the conflict that could ensue. Because this isn't about his mama versus you. It's about how the two of you might need to learn how the other navigates honor, history, and household decisions from a different mindset, and how you need to come together and align those mindsets. Over time in love, there are always going to be moments where our expectations, your expectations, and the reality don't match. And the goal cannot be to avoid these moments because they're going to happen. But the best way is to meet them so that you can move forward with honesty, with curiosity, and with grace. Because you can stay in a marriage, but the goal is to stay in love in the marriage. Say what you feel, hear what is true versus the story that you may be telling yourself, and build something even stronger from there. So that he sees you, so that he can honor you, and so that he can help to advocate in your relationship with the mother so that you feel more at peace and more comfortable with a person who is looking at him as her last love. Quite often, mothers see their sons as their last love, and sons see their mothers as their first love. But that doesn't crowd out room for their forever love. And ensure that you get comfortable in your place, knowing that your spouse is loved by more than you and loved in different ways than you. I want you to keep the conversation going. Not wrong, but a little Patty LaTanya says, I want you to keep the conversation going in the comments. It's been an amazing inbox. And if you have similar topics that you want broached in the inbox, drop them in the inbox across all platforms, but especially the Love and Stuff page. We would love to bring your topic to the forefront. And you don't have to come live with us. You can just put your topic in, and we maintain anonymity. And sometimes people say, bring them people on. Well, it's up to them people, right? No one has to come on, right? But I want people to feel comfortable to know that we aren't bringing you on to judge you. We're bringing you on or discussing your topic that you might have a different perspective. Because what would our love lives be if someone else could speak a fresh perspective to us, one that we might not have considered? We could up our love game with our husband, wife, boo, bae, son, daughter, mother, father, siblings, cousin them, co-workers. If we can just hear a different perspective on our situation than the one that we are running as a narrative or the one we are feeling or thinking, it may cause us to exponentially increase the amount of love in the world, one relationship at a time. And that's what we believe the calling of the Love and Stuff community is, to continue to point you to the quintessential love, who is God. God is love. And he's willed us into existence that we will love him back with all that we have. And Jesus said, on these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets, to love the Lord thy God with all you got, I'm paraphrasing, and your neighbor as yourself. I'm always challenging you and myself. How can we love our neighbors without loving ourselves? And how can we love ourselves without receiving the quintessential love and walking in that love with him? I appreciate you. That's right, LaTanya. She got what she wanted. There might be a reason why he didn't tell her. Yep, you're right. Yeah, he didn't break the bank. They're not going to go broke. Keep these comments going. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I want to invite you to come back next week, every week, Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. Most of our live streams are from the inbox, but there are times that in this world and space, love is more than just the inbox. Love is our action for social justice. Love is our interaction to help others. And so you will see different types of content on Tuesday night, but primarily you will see content from the inbox or conversations around love. And no, I'm not a loveologist. I'm not a licensed loveologist. I don't think that's a real title, or psychologist. I'm a love activist. I'm advocating for a better level of love for you and me, whatever that is for you. Some people want to improve their relationship with their children. Some want to improve their relationships with their parents. Some want to improve that relationship with a coworker. It's not always just husband, wife, boy, or bae. Because the more that we get intentional about the love, from the quintessential love to flow through us, first to us, so that we can reflect that love to ourselves, we will be better at loving others. And so there is our entire focal point for the Love and Stuff community. Before we go, I want to highlight just a few things. You know, we always have Love and Stuff gear. Of course, our love is front and center. It's getting, we're coming to the summer months, but I'm going to show you the sweatshirt anyway, and the Sports Talk hoodie. Those are available in our Shopify store. We'll move that around a bit. You can scan that QR code. It'll take you directly to the store, as well as we have a new book that we've authored, All Shades of Girl. It's based on one of the members of our Love and Stuff community, Sonia Charisse, and her experience through colorism. It's available. It is for young girls, and it is both a book and a coloring book, along with affirmations that we hope that parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles would read to their children, and help them to embrace their self-identity. Our belief is that every little girl has been colored of every hue beautifully by the Creator, hence the Color Me Beautiful. We also have t-shirts available for the Color Me Beautiful. For adults, the Color Me Beautiful performance tee, the sweatshirt Color Me Beautiful, the t-shirt for the young girls Color Me Beautiful, and the workout shirt performance competitor tee for young girls is available as well. They come in all colors and sizes, and we invite you to pick up any of those. Of course, our signature Love and Stuff t-shirt is always available. Richard Dickey Mason, the actor, is our brand ambassador, and you will see him on many sets where he wears our Love and Stuff gear, and we're just so pleased and proud that he would consent and continues to consent to be our brand ambassador. We also have the Gratefulness Journey Everyday shirt that's available. Again, this is in multiple colors and sizes. Our Love Over Racism tee is available as well in multiple colors and sizes. That's right, Love Over Racism. And then again, the Love is Front and Center t-shirt. If you want to be loved, if you hide your love, you won't be exposed to the opportunity of love. I tell people, most people are passing the opportunity of love every day because we're not open to it. You must be vulnerable. You must take the risk if you want to be loved. You must be open. Your love is the nerve center of your soul, and you must be open so someone can touch it. Now, I know that sounds scary because it's all kinds of things happening in the world, but your soul connected to your heart really knows when someone means you well. Oftentimes we ignore what our soul is telling us, right? And so we want to encourage you to put your love front and center. And finally, this is the Gratefulness Journey Everyday book that's available. We're going to be migrating it from Amazon if they don't back off on these anti-DEI stances, but it is available. What are you doing in the next 30 days to transform your life? This is the month of Grateful, and we want you to definitely tune into the power and practice of gratefulness. And so just before we go, MJ from Shahs of Sunset was so kind to do this little video for us. I won't say little video, this video for us, just to share how her husband, her family actually is doing the practice of gratefulness through gratitude. And I want to thank her for this video.
Marcus, I want to congratulate you on Love and Stuff. I really want you to know that staying grateful and understanding the power of what it is to be operating out of a space of abundance and gratitude is the most important part of every journey of every day. So Marcus June, congratulations on this book. It's on Amazon now. That makes me so proud of you and your family and me and my family, and every single person around us gets it. So good on you for bringing it into the hands and the laps and the Kindles of all the people. Okay, so we're going to check it out. Can't wait to learn more.
We want to thank MJ from Showers of Sunset for that. We really appreciate you. And I just want to thank you again. Love can be nuanced, right? But what's important to remember, especially around this amazing holiday called Mother's Day that we just left out of, is that we should all be grateful if we had a good mother. And if your spouse has or had a great mother, to them, maybe not to you, but to them, be grateful. And if you see situations, even those that make you uncomfortable, through the lenses of gratefulness, it will shift your perspective. And that's what I'm challenging you to do, whether you're like me and your mother is on the other side. As you know, those in the Love and Stuff community know, I say an angel on the balcony of heaven. That's where I believe she is, an angel on the balcony of heaven. And whether your mother is 1,000 miles away and you haven't spoken to her in years, or maybe you got to hug and kiss your mama on Mother's Day, or maybe you got to watch your spouse or significant other hug or kiss their mama on Mother's Day. I want to challenge you to be grateful. I want to challenge you not to dismiss your feelings where you may feel left out, but be grateful that there is an opportunity for you to be included. There is an opportunity for you to make a connection of love that didn't exist before today. Because if you have that presence in the earth school, ask any of us that don't. It is more valuable than you could ever know. What many of us wouldn't give to hold our mother or kiss our mother, laugh with our mother again. I want you to look through eyes of gratefulness if your mother is present, even if she drives you up a wall, and be grateful that you still have her presence. Be grateful that you have your mother-in-law's presence, even if you don't think she thinks that you're good enough for her son. Look through the eyes of gratefulness at the sense of joy and pride that your husband has in having his mother, that your spouse has in having her mother, and find immense joy and peace in that. It does not discount feeling left out, but it shifts your perspective for the opportunity, for the hope that you'll be counted in and that you too will be enriched by the presence of those who love and those who you watch being loved until you can connect individually and directly with them. I'm Marcus Holmes. I'm the love activist. I'm advocating for a better love for you and me. And if that resonates with you, I want you to come back on Tuesdays and bring your love with you. Even if you think it's torn, ragged, ratchet, whatever you think of your love consideration at this moment, join us so that together that we can, in concert, in league, in community, increase the amount of love in the world, one person at a time. See you soon.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Mm, yeah. Born and dead, saved by love, count my blessings.